Giorgio Moroder, the father of disco and the untold life story. The man who put the future to music. In the vast tapestry of modern music, there are names that shine brightly, but few blaze with the same force as Giorgio Moroder. He was not just a producer, not just a composer. He was the architect of sound that would change the course of music forever. His beats pulse like the future itself. His synthesizers breathe life into dance floors across the globe, and his fingerprints can still be felt in nearly every electronic track made today. Giorgio Moroder is the man who dared to imagine tomorrow and put it into sound. From the smoke-filled clubs of Munich to the glamorous heights of Hollywood, his story is not just about music. It is about revolution, invention, and an unshakable belief in the power of rhythm. Born in the mountains, a dreamer from South Tyrol, Giovanni Giorgio Moroder was born on April 26, 1940, in Ortisei, a small town in the Italian Alps of South Tyrol. The village was quiet, steeped in tradition, but Giorgio's mind was restless. From an early age, he showed a fascination with sound. While others dreamed of stable jobs or village, he was captivated by the radio, by the rhythms and melodies that reached him from beyond the mountains. He learned guitar and began playing in local bands, performing at dances and small gatherings. The Alps may have been isolated, but Giorgio's imagination was anything but. Deep inside, he knew he wanted more than a small-town life. He wanted to create sounds that the world had never heard before. On the road, the young musician struggled. In his teenage years, Giorgio left home to pursue music. He played bass and guitar in touring bands, moving across Europe, sleeping in cars, and performing in clubs. The life was hard, the pay often meager, but Giorgio was determined. Every note he played, every show he performed, was fuel for a bigger dream. During these years, he began to realize that his true gift was not just performing, but imagining new sounds. He experimented with tape machines, layering instruments, and shaping the beginnings of the electronic sound that would define him. Munich Magic, finding a new home in music. By the late 1960s, Giorgio Moroder found himself in Munich, Germany, a city whose vibrant music scene was exploding with possibility. Munich was alive with experimentation. Rock, funk, and the earliest seeds of electronic music were colliding in its clubs. Here, Giorgio found a creative home. He started recording under his own name, releasing singles and experimenting with styles. Though initial success was modest, he was beginning to hone his craft, blending European precision with an instinct for rhythm that made his music stand out. It was in Munich that Giorgio would make the connection that would change everything, his meeting with a young American singer named Donna Summer. I Feel Love, the song that changed music forever. The year was 1977. Giorgio Moroder, together with Donna Summer, created a song that would shake the world. I Feel Love. Up until that point, disco was lush, filled with orchestras, strings, and horns. Giorgio stripped it all away. In its place, he built a hypnotic track made almost entirely with synthesizers and drum machines. The result was revolutionary. I Feel Love was unlike anything listeners had ever heard before. Its futuristic pulse was cold yet sensual, mechanical yet alive. When it hit the dance floors, it didn't just play. It transported people into another dimension. Brian Eno famously turned to David Bowie and declared, "This is the sound of the future." And he was right. From that moment, electronic dance music would never be the same. The master of machines, reinventing sound. Giorgio Moroder had discovered his power, the ability to bend technology to his will. Throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s, he became the undisputed master of the synthesizer. His collaborations with Donna Summer produced iconic hits like Love to Love You Baby, Hot Stuff, and Last Dance. But Giorgio wasn't limited to disco. He began pushing into other genres, producing and composing for some of the biggest names in the world. He became the invisible architect behind hits that filled clubs, radios, and arenas. His studio became a laboratory where the future of music was being engineered note by note. Hollywood beckons, the soundtrack maestro. Giorgio Moroder's genius could not be contained on the dance floor. Hollywood came calling, and he answered with scores that redefined what film music could be. In 1978, he won an Academy Award for Midnight Express, crafting a chilling electronic score that captured the claustrophobic tension of the film. This was a turning point. Electronic soundtracks were no longer niche. They were legitimate art. Soon, his music was everywhere. He composed Take My Breath Away for Top Gun, performed by Berlin, a song that won him another Oscar. He gave Flashdance its heartbeat with What a Feeling, performed by Irene Cara, another Academy Award-winning track. Moroder's sound became synonymous with the 1980s, futuristic, glamorous, and unforgettable. Collaborations with legends, a who's who of music. As his fame grew, so did the list of stars who sought him out. Moroder worked with David Bowie on Cat People, putting out fire, with Blondie on Call Me, and even with Freddie Mercury on Love Kills. His ability to adapt his electronic sound to any artist made him the go-to producer of his era. Each collaboration was more than a job. It was an experiment, a chance to fuse his futuristic vision with the unique talents of others. He was not just producing songs. He was shaping eras. The rise, the fall, and the resurrection. Like all revolutions, disco's golden era eventually faded. By the early 1980s, disco had become a target of backlash, and the music industry shifted toward rock and new wave. For a time, Giorgio Moroder's sound seemed out of fashion, but true pioneers never disappear. Moroder adapted, moving deeper into film soundtracks, video game music, and new collaborations. Decades later, in the 2010s, a new generation rediscovered him. Artists like Daft Punk celebrated his legacy, even dedicating a track on their album Random Access Memories to him, simply titled Giorgio by Moroder. The world remembered what it owed to the man who invented the sound of the future. The eternal beat of Giorgio Moroder. Today, Giorgio Moroder is recognized not only as the father of disco, but as one of the most important pioneers of electronic music. His work laid the foundation for house, techno, EDM, and nearly every form of modern dance music. From small-town dreamer to global legend, Moroder's journey is proof of one simple truth. Sound can change the world. His synthesizers did not just make music. They created a new language, a new way of feeling, a new way of moving. And as long as dance floors pulse and night skies shimmer with neon light, Giorgio Moroder's beat will live on.